boarding soon.
Yeah, let's go to Korea.
Yeah. Have you seen the temperature in Seoul right now?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. In fact, San Francisco closed. Look at this rope. Look at it.
Our flight is under the coast, Captain Ron here.
Toilet has an electric light on it.
I don't know what time it is. I barely know what day it is, actually. And I'm about to go play StarCraft against Korean people, so this will go very well.
That's branding, son.
All right, I got Andrew from Blizzard here, and sir, I am counting on you to kind of help me understand the IGR phenomenon. Can you do that for me?
Sure. The IGRs in Korea was first introduced in 1997 when a lot of the specs of the computers that people had at home wasn't good enough to play games. With these IGRs, you would only have to pay in American dollars about $1 to play for 1 hour.
Okay.
And they would have all sorts of games already set up for you to play. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know there are plenty of games to play here, but there's only one game I'm here to play, so I'm going to go try to play that right now. Oh god. Alright, that one didn't count. Play for real next time. I don't even want to talk about it. You know, years from now, I'm gonna look back on the events in my life that led me up to this point. Because right now, I don't know how the hell I got here. But I am here at the Season 2 finals of the... you know what? What the hell did we just see?
It was an SCV rush.
Backed up by what else?
Well, of course, Marines. We're talking about Boxer here. No, the crazy thing was he goes and he sends it and it didn't work. And then what happened after that?
He did it again, pretty much screwing his own economy in the process.
No one was expecting that to happen.
Such is the excitement of live spectated StarCraft 2. Stay tuned for more. I guess it's anybody's series at this point. It's all come down to this, Bob. It's 3-3. We're going into Game 7.
This is what we wanted, Brad. Game 7, one game for $775 million.
That is an illegal sum. All right, we're here with the man of the hour, Nesty. You have taken the series in 7 games. It was a rough series. How did you feel going through that thing with, trading wins back and forth? It was pretty much right up to the last game. Nobody knew who was going to take the series. Was it very stressful for you, or did you kind of feel like you were calm all the way through?
On my way to the game today, I didn't feel nervous at all. I just felt comfortable. Even after losing the first and the second set, I wasn't nervous. Normally, I would have been very nervous and would have had a hard time holding onto the mouse. But after winning the third and the fourth set, I felt very confident and I knew I could win.
How do you feel about the way that Boxer's strategies against you kind of sort of failed to evolve over the course of the series? He went into the last game using tactics that he used in the first game on you. Do you feel like you had the upper hand because he wasn't able to adapt to your defenses?
The strategy that Boxer used with the two bunker rush with Marines and SCVs, I practiced over 200 games against that strategy, and I kind of knew that he was going to use that strategy, so I felt very confident that I was able to defend against such strategy.
It seems like we saw this season that Fruit Dealer came out of the last final with a big target painted on his back, and everybody was kind of picking his playstyle apart, figure out exactly how he worked and exactly how to exploit, his weaknesses. Do you worry about that going into the next season, and what plans do you have to kind of change up your style to prevent that from happening?
My strategy itself isn't a strategy. The units that I choose and the moves that I make come from looking at what the opponent is doing, and after observing what they're doing, I react. So I feel confident that there's nothing to worry about for Season 3.
Okay, so this is obviously the most lucrative esports tournament like ever in history. Maybe it's a little rude, but I can't help wondering, what are you going to do with all that money?
Firsthand, I would like to buy my mother winter clothing and also give her some allowance. And in addition, I would also like to buy my girlfriend some clothing as well. And then the rest of the money will probably be put into savings.
Really gets you right here, doesn't it? We really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on winning, and good luck in GSL 3.
Thank you for coming over from the States for this interview and GSL. And I hope that you guys will continue on watching GSL 3. Thank you.
All right, Season 2 of the Global StarCraft League is in the history books, and of course, I am joined by none other than the dynamic duo of StarCraft 2 commentary. You know them as Tasteless and Artosis. Big Plot, Dan Stemkowski. I got your names right? You got it right. You did? Gentlemen, was that a final or was that a final?
That was pretty awesome, especially compared to GSL Season 1, which was I think pretty one-sided, as you probably agree.
Yeah. A lot of people came into this thinking this one may be one-sided like that also. Someone just hit their groove and win it, but going to 7 games, and they were all really close back and forth games, so I couldn't be happier with the final.
The state of balance right now, are you guys pretty happy with where the game's at? I mean, obviously, it's a new game, more patches are on the way, but as it is right now, do you feel like it's pretty solid?
I think it's getting so close to being perfectly balanced. New strategies are evolving to actually get rid of the things that we think are in balance for a little bit. The patch came out, people were like, oh, now Zerg's too strong against Terran. Now we see, obviously not. I mean, this guy only makes Marines and he can still be in the finals. I think that just the more people play, the more balanced it'll become. They should go really slowly with the patching from here on out.
What do you guys think it's going to take to get this stuff on, if not on American television, like, kind of out there to a wider audience, more accessible? Right now you're having to watch it through a stream on a web page.
I think it just needs to get the chance to be put on US TV. I mean, I think if it's out there, people will see it and they'll be entertained by it, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
The United States is just taking a little bit longer to catch on. I think they're, maybe people are still a little bit more iffy about it. They're like, oh, video games, like, what, are you a WoW player or something? Like, I've heard about those people that, stay in their room all day or something. I don't know, but it really is catching on everywhere else. It's getting pretty big in Europe, pretty big out here, obviously, really big out here. I think it'll just be a matter of time.
All right, we got Greg Fields here. You, sir, are better known as Idra, or EG Idra, I guess, if you like these days. Yeah. So you have the honor currently of being the foreign player to advance the furthest in the GSL so far.
Me and Lone are tied, actually.
Okay. You made it to, I think, the round of 16 this time. Is that right? In America, you may be our last best hope to get a foreigner through this thing and take the crown. Are you feeling pretty good about your chances over the next couple of seasons?
Yeah, definitely. It's a hard tournament. There's a lot of good players.
Yeah.
No one really deserves to be called a favorite at this point. I don't think. It's just there's so many people who could win, but I have a chance, definitely.
Cool. You're actually probably the first person we've talked to that really spent a lot of time under the KESPA system. As you mentioned, life was a little more difficult back then, and especially as an American over here playing and licensed on a team. I'm curious if you can just kind of give us an idea of what it was like back then. I mean, I've heard these crazy stories about like new team recruits scrubbing floors and
on the poorer teams where you didn't have a big budget, that you didn't have a maid or a cook or anything. Yeah, you did have to do chores like that. On the good teams, they had maids who took care of that and cooked all your food and stuff for you. But the work schedule stuff, that's all true. You played 12, 13 hours a day. You got 1 or 2 days off a month on average. You really just almost no freedom at all, playing all day constantly.
Wow,
Yeah.
So I don't think I could hang with that. It sounds pretty rough. You've kind of shown us in this interview and elsewhere that you're not afraid of speaking your mind, and you've kind of gained a little bit of reputation in the StarCraft fan community for that. Are you comfortable with that reputation of being a little bit of a heel? Like, do you feel like that kind of helps, sort of further your advancement in the esport?
I don't look at it from like a professional. I don't look at it. Does it help me do better or look better for the fans or anything like that? Yeah. It's just kind of. I hate how bland everything else is. Like the way people just don't say what they think and just generic, meaningless lines. And I don't like that. I'd rather say what I think.
All right, fair enough. And on that note, thanks a lot, Greg, for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck next season.
Thank you.